So, hi everyone, and welcome to another episode on 5 and 5, where we interview different partners from all over the world about happiness at work. And today, I am happy to host Griet from Triangle in Belgium. Hello, Griet.
Hi, Oren. Hi, everybody. And very lovely to meet you here today because, like you said, we're worldwide, and that's very inspiring, isn't it?
So, Griet, tell us about yourself. Who are you? Please introduce yourself.
So I'm one of the leading ladies of Triangle here in Belgium, Triangle Happiness and Wellbeing at Work. My colleague Kim Hilgert, who isn't here yet, this is my colleague Tri. He's the most lovely colleague you can ever imagine. We founded Triangle together a couple of years ago, and we're working in Belgium on happiness at work and well-being at work because for us, those two are really related. Well-being is about being in your best possible self position. Let's say you have resilience, you feel great, you're healthy, so the individual part is okay, and then you can jump a level higher to reach happiness at work, where those healthy individuals also can become, well, healthy and happy teams.
That's wonderful. So, I called you Kim, I'm sorry. So, Griet, what makes you happy at your job?
What I really like is working with people. We have a team of about 25 people here in Belgium, and reaching out to them reaching out to us, working together, sharing ideas, sharing also problems and difficulties, and thinking about solutions, creating possibilities. That's something that I really like. So, most of my job, I'm a chief happiness officer, and most of my job I spend talking to people, and it gives me a lot of energy. So top.
Yeah, we feel the energy. Thank you. Um, so, why is it important to invest in well-being or happiness at work in general, and especially now in the pandemic time?
Good question. Because at first we asked ourselves the question, is it still important to talk about happiness at work? When COVID-19 hit us, it was like, oh my God, if you look at the pyramid of Maslow, is it still an issue nowadays, happiness at work, which could be at the top of this pyramid? And then we said, well, yes, it is, because happiness leads to more health, as we know from a lot of research. So it's really important to keep on pushing things forward from a happiness at work perspective, especially nowadays where you hear a lot of people, a lot of companies, a lot of leaders, for instance, who say, "Oh my God, I'm not burning out. It's not a matter of bore out, but it's a matter of team out. I'm losing connection with my team, with my colleagues. We only talk about work nowadays, and it's like as if the bond that we have is no longer there, because how can you connect to people? Very often it's by talking about a million things and nothing at all. When you meet each other at a coffee machine, for instance, or you cross each other in the hallway, and that's a reality that's not there if everybody's working from home. So I think that today, that sense of belonging, the feeling connected to your co-workers, to your boss, to your customers also, that's a very important part that has a lot of difficulty. Second thing, I don't know about you, but here in Belgium in the media we have a lot of negative news. So keeping the good vibes, staying positive, mental health, resilience, the mechanism of hope, it's become very difficult today. So I think that on those two levels, we really have to add value to make people understand that I can do a lot for myself, but we can do a lot for each other. And that's the added value nowadays that is more important than ever before.
That's wonderful. So, where should we start if I want to boost my energy level at work or even in my personal life? Give me some few tips to start with.
Yeah. A biggest tip of them all, start small. It shouldn't be the massive change. It's all about those little baby steps that make a huge difference. For instance, when things turn out bad, and you feel like you're panicking or stressing out, or you feel all alone, well, why not do an exercise, a mindset exercise, for instance, that allows you to change the way you look at things? A breathing exercise, for instance. Or if you say, yeah, it's really I feel isolated, well, why don't you grab the phone and call your colleague, not to talk about a certain project or a customer, but just to ask the question, hey, how are you, because I'm not feeling that great. So do small exercises, go outside if possible. I always love to grab my dog and cuddle a little bit, because that's oxytocin that's boosting, and oof, we feel better. And if that's not helping, reach out to somebody who can give you a better feeling, because we're all in the same boat, and helping out each other is the best thing we can do nowadays.
That's excellent. Can you share with us an example from a client of yours, an organization that has done some nice things during this pandemic time that you can share with us, and let's go global with it?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I think that the what we see is some types of companies for the moment. We see companies that say people are not the main focus point. It's all about results and the financial reports and stuff like that.
So not
And
that
what
one,
we
the other
see,
one.
yeah. What we've seen in that reality is that with COVID-19, um, a lot of companies lost a lot of money, lost a lot of people. They had to fire very often. And of course, that's not the way to go. But hey, it's a crisis, you know? So this crisis has shown that those companies who do exactly the opposite, and who say, for us, it's the people that's number one, they are doing things even in these difficult times that are really incredible. And for instance, one of the big companies, IT companies here in Belgium, who participated also in the International Week of Happiness at Work, they managed to keep on hiring people. They hired 50 extra people from mid-March, which was the start of the lockdown here in Belgium, till the mid of June, which was the end of the lockdown, more or less. They hired 50 people, while most of their competitors were, yeah, trying to push away people because they didn't have enough money. Other companies started inviting people to connect, with the idea of a chat roulette, for instance. We saw this company who said, okay, tell us, Griet, how does it work? So we helped them out. And they started creating meetups where they didn't know upfront who they were going to meet. So they were all in a big virtual meeting room. Then they created random breakout rooms, and there were always 2 or 3 colleagues who got 10, 15 minutes to talk about daily life. And there was no agenda. There was no agreement on, oh, I want to speak with that person. Or no, it was like you meet somebody in the hallway. And what we've seen there is that people start feeling human again, because it's not about their jobs. It's not about, have you been productive in the past hour? It's, are you having fun? And that's what's making a big difference. We see smiling people. And when I start to smile, Oren, I'm sure that you're going to start to
Yeah, I know
smile
that.
too.
I know
And
that.
that way, everybody wins. So it's just a couple of examples of companies that show that investing in your people is really the way to go when things turn out perfectly, but also in a crisis, especially in a crisis, because there, well, you can't hide anything anymore. The real stuff comes to the table. And when you say, I'm investing in my people because my people are my first priority, the result is there nowadays. So I can only be very positive about it.
That's brilliant. And thank you so much for your tips and your energy. And I'm sure we could talk more, but that's it for today. Thank you so much for being here today with us.